Hello, it's Chris here from Chris Bottrell Photography. I'm going to be doing a new series of tutorials with Davinci Resolve. Lots of people now are using Resolve rather than Premiere Pro for very good reasons. So this first tutorial, I'm going to start with the basics of changing your log video or film into Rec709. Now there's a few ways you can do it. The main way that a lot of people do it, which isn't the best way to do it, is using a Conversion Lut. Now Conversion Luts are okay, but they can be destroying for your images. That can degrade your image, so it's always best to do it manually. Now the other way you can do it is by using color space transform. It's another very good way of doing it. So let's start with the manual way of doing it. Now I've got this this nice bit of footage here shot in 4K on the Canon C200 in RAW from a recent wedding that I did. So I'm decoding this in Canon Log 2 Cinema Gamut. So the first thing that we're going to do on our very first node is we are going to stretch the parade scopes out to give us proper darks and highlights. So if we go over to our color wheels here, and we're going to lower our lift, which is our darks, until they just touch 0 down the bottom. And then we're going to come to our gain, and we're going to increase the gain some, not just before it clips. So we have basically we've stretched our image out, so we've got a lot more of a less flat image. The next thing that I quite like to do is make a new node. So on Windows it's Alt S for a new serial node, and we can come over to saturation and we can start adding a bit of saturation in. I won't do too much to begin with, you can always come back and adjust that at a later time. Now I'm going to do another node, Alt S, and this is where I'm going to add some contrast. If you add some contrast in, and as you can see, the some of my channels are starting to go up a little bit. They're clipping a little bit. So we'll just fix that by going back to our first node and just bringing our gain down a tad. And then we will bring our saturation down a little bit because it's looking a little bit too much. So there you basically have it. That is a very quick and easy way to convert your log footage into Rec709. After you've done that, I mean, you can convert all of these into a compound node if you want, just to keep your node tree tidy. Entirely up to you. But now that's all done, and now we can add another node. And we can start doing our proper grade, because what we've just done here is just primary corrections. Another thing that you may want to do as well is check white balance. I mean, my white balance here is sort of okay-ish. It may be slightly on the cold side. You can just come down into your temperature and just warm it up ever so slightly if you want. Okay, so that concludes how to convert log into Rec709 manually. Next tutorial I'll be doing will be how to convert it to Rec709 using color space transform.